Watch it. You sorry sons of bitches. It's Sunday night. It's Blasted or Stash It. We are rolling live. Running with Drew. Quote for the night, please.
All right, my quote is from 2015. Where'd it go? I had it. Oh man, I freaking had it. Here we go. Yeah, Warren, that's the problem with old men. You can kick them down the stairs and say it's an accident, but you can't just shoot them.
Look who's talking.
Really?
Actually, look who's talking too.
Oh, is it Hank Baby?
No,
it's not Baby.
It's not.
Yeah, other quotes that are just like far too dirty for you to say.
They're far too racy for the internets.
Oh, because you don't want to get us in trouble by.
I don't want you to fire me again.
I have no clue to what it is. Who's the main actor?
The main actor, Kurt Russell.
What year is it from?
2015.
15. R.I.P.D.
It's a Western, isn't it?
It
Quentin Tarantino movie.
It is a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh my God, what's the name of that movie?
Hateful Eight.
It is the Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Which is infinitely quotable. None of those. You don't want me dropping N-bombs all over the channel tonight, though.
I probably don't want to be quoting Samuel L. Jackson very much in that.
It's also the movie where he destroyed a classic 1870 Martin guitar that was supposed to be switched out for a prop before he smashed it.
It's true. I've watched that movie 3 times in the last 3 days.
I've only seen it once, and I think that's enough.
I can't turn on Netflix without watching it.
You're up, Paul, with your quote.
Mine is from 1982. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time like tears in the rain.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Yes.
That last little bit, I got it.
Yeah, I knew that would probably give it away.
Pocan Joe.
All right, I'm going to try this. It's from 2007. It's a musical. It's not a superhero movie. They all deserve to die because all of the whole human race, Miss Lord, there are all 2 kinds of people in this entire world. Only 2. There are the ones that stand up every day in their proper place, and the others put the foot on their face. Look at me, Miss Lord. Look at you. Now we all deserve to die. Even you, Miss Lord. Even I.
Battlefield Earth.
Not a musical.
The version I saw was.
What year did it come out?
2007.
Rent.
It is Johnny Depp's lead character.
Yep.
It is
Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Sweeney Todd.
He sings that line. I don't want to hurt anybody's ears tonight or feelings.
Moving on to Mike.
Quote is from 96. It is, I guess it's a comic book movie. Pretty easy. It's wow, he just made the international sign of the donut.
Ooh.
Iron Man 2.
Not a 96, brother.
Iron Man 3, the prequel.
No.
96, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Smile like a donut? Is that what you said?
Smile like a donut. I know that phrase. Where's that from?
I don't know where that's from. Give us a lead character or a character. Or
Kick-Ass?
Oh, there's a bunch of them in this movie. Jack Nicholson. Pierce Bronson.
Oh, I know what it
Danny
is.
DeVito.
Oh, it's Mrs. Doubtfire.
Nope.
No.
Sure it is.
Act.
Mars Attacks.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. And mine is not a comic
Hey,
movie.
Seawood got it in the chat.
Yeah, he did. Mine's not a comic movie, but it is a Christmas movie. I'm going to try to do Christmas movie quotes throughout here. What are you looking at? Oh, the silent majesty of winter's morn, the clean, cool chill of a holiday air,
National Anthem.
and an asshole in a bathrobe emptying his chemical toilet in my sewer. Yes, sir, you are correct, Mike. That's actually one of my favorite Christmas movies every year. I got to watch it every single year.
Hey, man, shitter is full.
Okay, so the chat is rolling pretty good. I don't know, Mike, you want to give us an update on the chat? You can?
I would, but like I said before we went on air, I'm not going to have the chat
Oh,
open.
that's right. That was honestly a mistake. I wasn't doing that to say, hey, you don't chat up.
I'll tell you what. Let's check in with the chat here. We got
Go
Pages,
ahead.
Films, and Plastics hanging out in the chat. C Woodard 19 is also hanging out in the chat. What's going on, Carson? We got Brian Spaceboy's been here for a while. Beyond the Blast Doors popping up as well. We got Comics Mix Explained hanging out in there. Pope Grimey's popping in as well. Funk Off is up in the chat. All kinds of good stuff going on in the chat. Funk Off wants to know why Santa doesn't have any children.
He's a eunuch.
I don't know. I don't think he's a eunuch.
He spends entirely too much time with the reindeer.
Yeah, but I think steady diet of cookies has given him erectile dysfunction, which because of his diabetes.
Maybe. Do I have you on my screen and Garth Book's cranking? Well,
Beyond the Blast Doors. Welcome.
hopefully he's cranking the music, not cranking on something else.
Wait, what?
No, we moved on. Drew, you're out with your first book. What's your first
No, you
book?
can't do that to me.
Yeah, I can.
Rankin. Wow. All right, I got a big stack of books here, guys. Let's see. I'm going to pick one at random and let you guys know what I thought about it.
He's going random. This is totally random, folks. This week in the Glasses section is totally random.
Book number 1, is it a blast? Is it a stash? Guess what, guys? It's a stash. It's Weapon Hex. Weapon Hex was awesome. We get more X-23 mixed with Scarlet Witch. We get Speed Weasel in here, who is Honey Badger mixed with Quicksilver. Really good stuff. The Sandoval art is amazing. This is probably the best of the Infinity Warps stories, and the art is just breathtaking. Definitely a stash.
Paul, you read that?
I did not.
Joe?
Funny story about that. They didn't come in.
No, I blame Midwest, not Midwest, sorry. Midtown.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, blame Midwest and Midtown at the same
Why not? Why not? Mike, how about you? What do you think of Weapon X?
Yeah, I didn't like the first issue all that much, but this one was fucking amazing. The art really stands out. I think you mentioned that. One scene, Laura's all cut in pieces, and she kind of pulls herself together. That was fucking amazing. But yeah, good stuff. And if you look at the very end of this book, it says the end with a question mark. So I don't know if this is going to continue on. Hope so, but this is a stash for me.
Maybe Speed Weasel will come back in her own issue, maybe.
Speed Weasel. Everyone needs a little Speed Weasel in their life.
Okay, I didn't read that. I know. We'll go on to Paul on your first book for the night.
Let's do Dead Man Logan. I really like this book. Feels like it's going to be a great story. Definitely going to have Logan getting all Logan-y. There are going to be piles of bodies stacked like cordwood all over the place. It's got all the elements for a great story. Bonus, you get Hawkeye and Crossbones. Hawkeye's his usual smart-ass self. This should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely in for this one.
Joe?
I did read it. Oh my lord, this is the classic spaghetti western from comic book form. This was awesome. We got 12 months. We got 12 issues. Not a quinky dink. We got a guy with a vendetta and a list, and he's going to go do it. We saw Tarantula get handed some claws. We got Miss Sinister being sexy and sneaky. We got everything you could possibly want in a good Old Man Logan story. I'm really excited about this coming out. With only 12 issues, I don't see any, just random issues where there's a lot of fluff and boringness in between it. No worrying about breaks between story arcs. We got a solid story, and we're going to see Wolverine do his best. Or at least I hope. Hard stash. Plus, I got this beautiful variant cover. I love it.
Yeah, I like that cover.
Mike, how about you?
Yeah, as a guy who was in love with the previous Old Man Logan, I have the full run. I love this. This picks off right where the last Old Man Logan leaves off, where he's left for dead in the snow. Glob and I think Forge find him. He learns he has 12 issues to live, or 12 months, whatever. Before he dies, he wants to take out Mysterio, which caused him grief in the past. Heads to the bar with No Name and fucking destroys that place. We get some great stuff with Neo Hydra at the end and Miss Sinister trying to put her plans into place. This is actually my pick of the week, so stashing it.
Yeah, I'm definitely up there too. Probably my pick of the week as well. There were some funny lines I thought in here with Hawkeye and the nurse at the insane asylum, where he's talking about more than just the main Avengers. She was Stingray. He's like, Stingray? Stingray's, you don't know me, you know Stingray? What the hell? I thought it was a little too on the nose at the beginning of the book when we're talking to Old Man Logan, and he asked, how much time do I have? They said 12 months. I was almost like, 12 issues. It was almost like a little nod to the people. I thought, man, they could have said a year to 18 months or whatever like that. They said 12 months, bam, 12 issues. I thought that was a little too much on the nose for me. But overall, great book. We'll talk about the return of Wolverine here shortly. This knocked Return of Wolverine out of the park completely for me. Drew, Old Man or Dead Man Logan?
Yeah. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Shout out to JP, All About Comics, popped into the chat. We also got Lindsay's Geeked Out Knickknacks hanging out, and my nephew, Double S Comic Reader, popping through, as well as Bake the Snake just popped in there. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I thought Dead Man Logan was a stash. I like the fact that they're setting it up for 12 issues, 12 months, kind of have his chance to get his affairs in order, as that would seem. Miss Sinister was a little bit misplaced in this story, in my opinion, but I think the fact that she's making a play for Mysterio is kind of interesting. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought the art was really good, and I'm excited to read the rest of it.
I kind of like the fact that they went with Mysterio as a villain, because they went, let's pick someone who Wolverine's probably never interacted with before, ever.
Well, didn't he and Old Man Logan know in that original run?
Did
he was the one that changed.
Yeah,
that.
He's the one that hypnotized him into killing all the X-Men.
Okay, I didn't know if they actually did show that in Old Man Logan. I know they referred to it.
Yeah, so he's kind of he had said he was going to hunt him down, but then the day had come and passed in that timeline. So they kind of covered that a little bit in this one too. But I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, moving on to Joe and your first book.
My first book. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first issue, The Warning. I enjoyed this. Not a lot of verbiage in it. I thought the art was a little weird. Super small detail things were very, very detailed, but larger things were kind of etched out, and it was kind of gimmicky. But I love the talk in it. There's nothing that goes on in this story other than a vague reference to what's going on. right? There's a gravitational anomaly that starts the size of a rice and then it grows. There's a planet coming, and we always see is just some soldiers, some elite soldiers gearing up and going to go figure out the problem, but they don't. It ends for the next issue by that time. Very dark, lots of reds and black in it, just like the cover. But I liked it. I'm still trying to figure out why I liked it. I mean, it was just basic military jargon and, like landing Foxtrot 12, stuff like that. We got a mysterious doctor who loves cigarettes and cocaine. So she likes to party. They don't really explain what her position is, but the government seems to know her and needs her and pretty much gave her a blank check. And that's really as vague as I'm being right now with my review. That's as vague as it was in the book. So I'm kind of intrigued just to find out where the story goes. So I'll be picking up a second issue. So soft stash, 2 to 3 issues into it. If I'm not getting it or it just starts getting weird and stupid, I'm dumping it. But for right now, light stash.
Mike, did you read that?
No, I did not.
Thank you, Mike. I read this too. It kind of reminded me of Universal Soldier a little bit in a way. It has the beginning where they're shooting up with pills. They're checking him over. They're like, oh, need adrenaline, need this, blah, blah, blah. So there's more backstory to the soldiers to what's going on. They're not just like typical soldiers. Either they have superpowers. I'm not sure if they can read mind because the 2 guys are going back and forth across the plane, and one guy flips him off. Oh yeah, F you too. I don't know if they can.
That was through the mics that they had on them. But as far as the taking the pills thing, it's nothing for a bunch of soldiers to sit into it, crack a couple of Rippets, energy drinks, pop a couple of Motrin before they go do something. So I guess in some way it kind of touched me in that level. Like, okay, yeah, I kind of get this, what they're going through, their little check to make sure they're okay. But I totally agree. It was kind of interesting. There's more there. This obviously takes place in the future. And I totally just interrupted your review. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I'd pick up issue 2. I may pick up the trade or something like that. Say the first arc. If this is just I'm not sure if this is ongoing or limited series. Looks like LaRoche is actually writing and doing the art in there. So I may pick up the trade to kind of see where it's going, but I don't know if I'll be picking up single issues or not. So it's.
Did you catch that about the book? Like how detailed the bee was, but then
about the bee was his brother.
Kind of sloppily drawn, or is that
a little bit? Yeah,
it was weird.
Drew, did you read that one this week?
Nah.
You don't read Image, do you?
I read lots of Image books, just not those.
Okay, thanks. Paul, did you read that one?
Yes, I did. And first off, I just want to say I hate books that keep jumping back and forth in time. It can get annoying real quick. That being said, I like this so far. Like Joe said, it was pretty stingy with the details, but that's because they want you to buy issue 2. And the story I've got so far, like Joe said, there's some spec op groups investigating some anomaly that's controlled by an extraterrestrial source as a precursor to an alien invasion. So right there, I'm interested. I'll give it a couple of issues to check it out.
Okay, moving on to Mike in your first book.
Sticking with the old man theme, we'll do Old Man Hawkeye, number 11. If you go back and watch the second annual stashies, this book was just starting, and here we are, the issue before the last one. So Clint finally he makes it to Zemo's lair and takes on Captain Hydra, which was a joke. Ends up killing him right away. Kate Bishop is excellent in this. Finally makes it to Zemo, and he's just a waste of a man. He's all wired up in a wheelchair. He ends up getting killed. And at the end of this one, Avalanche actually permanently blinds Clint. So he's done for. I love this. It's my co-pick of the week. Great stuff. So.
Drew, did you read that one?
I did read this one.
Oh, sorry, Mike, I cut you off.
You're good.
Okay, you sure? I don't want to hurt your feelings. You're a snowflake.
He's more of a unicorn, but
Yeah, go ahead. Drew,
yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Stash it. Everything Mike said tracks. He's right.
Wow, he gets a good positive feedback from me. I just get negative. Whatever.
Okay. Well, with that stated, we can go ahead and check in with the chat, where everybody seems to be having a great time. And Sleepy Reader 666 just showed up.
Oh, Sleepy Reader, another fellow Oregonian.
Yakio's hanging out as well. Always great, he says about old man Hawkeye, and it's a stash.
Did you read that this week, Paul? No?
No, I did not.
Stuffing your face full of something.
Yeah, he is.
Pretzel.
That's Joe, you're up with your review of Old Man Hawkeye.
I did, and at the risk of everybody being mad, I hated this. I thought this was garbage.
What? I'm so mad about that. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, and I see over in the chat room, Jacko and a bunch of other people, Comics Mix. I know you all liked it, and you read the series, and I would always catch I've read the full run, and basically what we had is a lot of work to go after Zemo, and you expected this big thing to happen. We got a knockoff of Captain America. It was garbage, and then we got Stephen Hawking's in a wheelchair clicking away his voice, and I expected some big thrilling end, and what did I get? I get a guy that had glaucoma that went blind anyway, just earlier. I'm kind of you want to talk about incomplete storytelling. It just dropped you, and I did not like that. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize, Joe.
Son of a bitch.
Is that a prequel to Old Man Logan? Because in Old Man Logan, didn't Hawkeye completely blind at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I am up. Let's go with my what? What are you talking about, buddy? Thank you.
I'm confirming. You said I wasn't positive enough. I was confirming what you said.
Oh, thank you for your positive affirmation. I appreciate it. It makes my night go by so much better when having a little positive from Drew. That's going on to my turd of the week. One, just because of the price of the book. Yes, it's an 80-page giant they claim on there, but it wasn't. It was only like one good story in the whole thing that I found. And that was the first one with Damian Wayne and Ra's al Ghul. And that's this is Nuclear Winter Special 10 Chasmaclitic. I can't say that word.
Chasmaclitic.
Clitic?
No, I said it. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. That book there.
Clitoris.
No, we're not. You're not talking about your Pinkley Taurus. That book. What a turd. $10. Wait for the dollar ban for it. The stories aren't that great. There's like one guy kind of in the middle of it. He's trying to keep him getting eaten because he's charging his battery, so he's telling stories about the superheroes of yesteryear, I guess. But for $10, I don't think it was worth it. I mean, I don't think there's even any new characters, so to speak, in that book either. So that's a blast for me, my blast of the week. Drew, did you read that?
Speaking of positivity, I didn't buy that book because I'm positive that a giant size annual holiday special from DC is going to suck a big old bag of donkey dongs. And I was right, and my positivity carried me through.
Paul, did you read that book?
No, I did not. I had the same feeling as Drew.
Yeah, I had that feeling. How about you, Joe?
No, I don't read Christmas stories. I'm Jewish. Maybe. I don't know. I got to check my family tree.
Okay, now we're going on to Mike. I know he read this because it was in his list of books to read for his video this week.
Yes, I did read DC Nuclear Winter, and I'm going to tell Dave why he's wrong.
Ooh,
Now,
wow.
when I
Pulling a page from Drew's book.
I-
What the hell is this?
He's being overly positive.
Shut up. So I don't usually buy these $10 fucking 80-page giants.
Sorry, Mike.
What?
I just
What happened?
read Comic Mrs. Blaine's his post. Pokechu. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry. I'll laugh quietly.
All right. So, like I said, I don't really buy these $10 fucking annuals or whatever they're called. But when I read the synopsis, it kind of reminded me of my favorite gaming series of all time, Fallout, not necessarily the new one. So kind of like Fallout meets the DC universe. The $9.99 price point sucks. You get 10 short stories. I liked about half of them. Like you said, Dave, the Batman one is good. Supergirl trying to get above the nuclear fallout with her daughter so she could get charged up by the sun to get her to a safe place was pretty good. Aquaman trying to find a clean water source, taking on some mutated sharks was right up my alley. A couple of other ones, Catwoman trying to steal some medical supplies. All in all, I enjoyed this. It's a stash.
Yeah, I forgot about the mutated sharks. I knew as soon as I saw that page with a two-headed shark, I was, oh, Mike's gonna love it.
So besides the stories, how was the art in it? Neither one of you addressed the art in it. What was the art? Because we got Sleeper Reader 666. He loved the art in it.
Some of the art was pretty good. I mean, I can show you a couple of pages, or Mike can, one of the two.
Go for it.
I mean, they had multiple artists, multiple stories over that. Like that's the Batman one. I mean, it's not bad art. That's the Ra's al Ghul and Damian. So they had the Superman one. Here's the two-headed shark.
Hell yeah!
So I mean, the art was good. I will give it that. I just was not. I couldn't even read all through the Firestorm piece. I don't know why. I just did not hold my attention at all.
The Firestorm one sucked.
Or as well as the Commandy one. That was a hard one for me to get through.
It had Firestorm in it. What did you expect?
Well,
he gets strung up like a Christmas tree. And they're not really Christmas stories.
No, some of them have some Christmas stuff in there, but
it's if you're expecting Santa Claus and candy canes up the ass, you're not going to get that. It's nuclear fallout.
What kind of Christmas are you having? Candy corns up your ass. That's. Whew.
This is Mike. You're asking. Do you really?
We know what to get Mike. What I don't understand here is it's Black Canary, right? Yeah, Green Arrow. Green Arrow's older, but Black Canaries look still pretty young. I don't understand. I don't think they're supposed to be roughly the same age.
It's her magic canary powers.
Is that what it is?
Or it's the magic continuity of DC Comics.
I really wanted to see the Batman in the gas mask. That wasn't in there. I really wanted to see that. I don't think Harley Quinn was in there at all either. Nor
we have old lady Harley going on right now.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? But it's a blast for me and stash for Mike. But moving on to Drew with his next book.
All right. Now, you guys like talking about DC Comics, right? We just talked about
talking about DC Comics. We
can talk about DC Comics a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about my turd of the week. Heroes in Crisis, number 3. Oh my God, this is bad. It's just not good. It's depressing, sure. It's like, yeah, touching the way you want to examine these characters, fine. Harley Quinn killed the Flash, but he didn't see it coming because he's not super fast anymore or something. I don't know what the hell is even going on here. It's like a mystery where nobody is likable and you don't care what happened. Like, oh, well, who am I rooting for here? Harley? Am I rooting for Booster Gold? Like, what are we doing here? We're just banging our heads against the wall, waiting for Tom King to tell us how everybody's broken. But they get to walk around this farmhouse dressed like cult members, getting ready to drink the Kool-Aid. It's like the holodeck meets fucking therapy. It's just bad. It's just, there's no redeeming qualities to this book at all. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Wouldn't that be a
Clayman and Lee Weeks? What's that?
Wouldn't that be a redeeming quality, that it's pretty?
No, because it's so pretty, you expect it to be good, and when it's not good, it hurts even more. So it's like you think that it being a good-looking book would help, but no, it actually is.
I think I figured it out. I think he's trying to make you feel the depression that the people in this book are having.
Well, I'm depressed that his book sucks, so I guess that works.
Paul, did you read it?
Yeah. I mean, it's still decent. It's still full of dead people, and it's still on my pull list. It didn't really move the story along that much for me. The only thing that had any redeeming qualities was them in the DC version of the Danger Room. I'm thinking this one probably would work better as a trade, because I just sit there and I read it and I'm like, okay. And now I got to wait another month or 2 weeks or however often they're doing it. But yeah, I'm still going to pick it up.
I can't wait for issue number 4 when Harley Quinn beats up Dr. Manhattan, because she's that powerful.
Okay, Joe, did you read that this week?
I did, and I left it upstairs because I wanted to stash it as quickly as possible. I am I got to disagree. I do agree with Paul, though. I do think this would read better if it was collected all together already. I disagree with you on this one. I'm really liking this. We're actually seeing something unique, and we're seeing superheroes that have to deal with everyday bullshit like everybody else, and they got to deal with it. And honestly, I think that gives them another dimension of character that I'm enjoying. Now, mind you, this is stuff that we've already known with these superheroes. They're not bringing up anything new in their mental capacities. We know that Batman's broody, and a couple of issues ago, we already knew this. So really, they're just doing it as a segue, as a reminder, because I think they're going to hit us with something really big here soon that's important. Now, the Golden Mask and let's just go ahead and say, because it's really what it is, the secret society effect that they're trying to project in this comic book, I think is very important. And I think it's going to play a very big role later. But again, I think this is all fluff talk to the last 3 to 4 issues, where we're all just going to be like, and it's going to be awesome, because we got Harley Quinn doing things that's out of continuity for her. We have Brewster Gold, who actually is somewhat a decent character in this comic book. Like, I always hated him. He was a narcissistic, existentialist douchebag through every single comic book you've ever read with him, who kind of quietly did good stuff but wanted to be recognized for everything else. We're not seeing that here. We're actually seeing another level of this character, and I've really been enjoying it. So, yeah.
Mike?
No,
sorry, did I startle you? Were you snoozing?
What?
Yes. I think this is a great answer.
Did you read Heroes in Crisis number 3?
No, I dropped that shit a long time ago.
God, why did he even stop on you?
Because he was right to drop it.
Yeah. Number 3, I agree with. I'm more with Joe on this one. I think it's going to be a slow burn. Tom King has that way of doing it. He does. I mean, we all like our superheroes to not have flaws. We all like our superheroes to be able to do the right thing all the time without any mental consequences behind them. I do like that human element to the superheroes, because I'm sure they deal with the issues too. Look, 12 people got killed because I wasn't fast enough, or whatever it is. The Booster Gold is he is a little into himself in this book, though, too. He's like, you could have gone anywhere you wanted to, but you didn't want to talk to yourself. That's what he did in this book here. I wish more would happen in the book to make me like, oh, really love it. But I think it's going to be a slow burn. I think it's gonna like Joe said, it's gonna hit us more toward the end where I can go, okay, now everything's connecting, everything makes sense, and now I look back and go, oh, okay, I got it. But it's a stash for me just because I want to finish it up. Like I said, this story here was a little slow moving, but still good stuff though.
Nah, turd of the week.
Yeah.
Hardcore turd. Flush it. I'll tell you why. Look, I'm going to go
this
off.
cool DC paper stock.
Fuck that paper stock. Look, you can like it. That's fine if you like it. I get it. I get there's a lot to like about it here. Sure, if you think that continuity doesn't matter, which if you're reading a DC book, that you already have established that. The overpowered Harley, let's get that out of the way. That is my biggest problem with this series so far. And it ruins everything, in my opinion. So if we just take that out of that factor away, and we deal with this as a story about post-traumatic stress and depression, and dealing with your demons, fine. But this isn't new ground. This is everything Tom King does. It's the same. He's so fucking one note. It's unbelievably annoying to me. I think when he does it with a character like Vision, where he's examining humanity through the lens of a robot, that is something different. That is something different that he did. When you take Mr. Miracle, which is more existential, that is something a little bit more different. But it's just like when you read Morrison stuff, you wait for the drugs to kick in, and then it gets good. When you read Tom King stuff, you're wondering why somebody let this guy go off his meds and why he's so depressed. It's just it's a jumbled mess of ideas, and I hope he comes together with something, and I hope there's a big twist about how it's all in everybody's head that Harley Quinn did these things, and if he can do that, then sure. But right now, like I can't wait for the next big event where they're like, oh, Brainiac's coming, he's going to kill everybody, and they're like, oh, well, don't worry, we got Harley's number, she'll fuck him up.
Well, the weird thing about
what about everybody else? No, just Harley.
We'll fuck him up. Out of continuity, Harley Quinn has been everything from a psychologist to a criminal mastermind to the love interest of the Joker to being a woman that's abused. Her story in continuity has never, ever been consistent. She is constantly something different.
There's no such thing as continuity in DC Comics.
Show me 3 volumes where she's the same person. You can't do it.
Well, she's different in each volume. Like every creator treats her differently. But if we're talking about, but she's been the same character since the New 52.
No, I argue that
Connor Palmiotti Harley is who Harley is now, and there's so much her characters unreadable, in my opinion. I can't, those books, I like Connor's art, but just them making her plucky goofster is something that doesn't jive with me. It's not my thing. I get it, people dig it, that's fine. It's not for me. But overall, she's kind of done the same thing since the New 52. She's kind of, every writer takes their own look at her, but she's been the same goofy Deadpool ripoff since New 52 started. Seawater says 3 Jokers exist. Maybe we'll get 3 Harleys. I don't believe we're ever going to get 3 Jokers, but
it's supposed to be coming. I've read some stuff on that.
Jeff Johns is writing it, so we're going to get it after Doomsday Clock is done, which means we're never going to get it.
Yeah, I made reference. Someone said something about happened in Doomsday Clock 12, and I said at the current rate, that's going to be when, 2035?
Well, how do we know? So in this book here, like I said, the Booster Gold, he could have gone any place he wanted to. He wouldn't talk to himself. So they can kind of have any world that they want to kind of go into to do. How do we know this is not Harley's subconscious, Harley's thing where she's overly powerful? This is what she always wanted to be, kind of overly powerful. and this is kind of a peek into her subconscious. So she wants to do, yeah. Then that could be where Harley's this OP character, where you're thinking, where it's in her head, not necessarily reality. I don't know. Maybe that might
ends
come
up being the truth. Then I will burn all the issues I've won, because that would just go back to the thing that I said about Old Man Hawkeye, where it was just lazy writing and they took an easy answer. I want an explanation. Something has happened. There's a bunch of the story we haven't been told. I'll give it that. But I really, versus the intrinsic versus the instrumental value that's going on in this story, I want more intrinsic than I want instrumental. I want awesomeness. And I know it's going to go there. You just got to let the story pan out. Think of it. We're not reading a Cliff Note. We're reading the Odyssey. And that takes a little time. It's a slow burn. It's going to be a good story.
If Homer put Harley Quinn in the Odyssey, nobody would know who the fuck he was.
Harley Quinn is a ripoff from the Odyssey. 2 characters in it put
Deadpool
together.
was in the Odyssey?
That was in an interview.
Okay.
That's a reference.
Who started that book? Who was that?
That was me. Shit on that book.
Okay. Then move on to Paul. Then we spent a good while on that one. What's your next book, Paul?
Let's go with my pick of the week, and that is Daredevil 612. I have absolutely loved this story. It's the conclusion of the Death of Daredevil storyline. A great story, great art, the entire thing. The ending was amazing, great stuff. It's probably been my favorite Marvel ongoing this year. And now Zdarsky's taken over, so good times.
Joe, you're holding that book up too?
I did. And I had actually, this was one of the ones where I had my choice of variants to pick from. And I wanted the more expensive ones, but I just had to just get that, because that one explained the entire story perfectly on the inside. It was great. Have not been following the entire run. I did go back to the last 7 issues to kind of pick up the story. I thought it was great. And the ending, you want to talk about just a great comic book ending. You had 3 just pitch black pages, and then all of a sudden right there at the end, you get a little bit of a heartbeat from a blip. Man, you want to talk about ending a comic book. I thought that was the most epic way to end that, and I was just absolutely amazed by it. The writing,
perfect.
The bad guy, it just all made sense. He's fighting himself. And I'm totally spoiling it, and I don't care. Like, it was just epic reading, and I'm not a Daredevil fan. Like, he's blind, but technically he can kind of sort of see as a sound. Didn't really get into that, but I'll tell you what, I'll eat my words now. I'll eat my own hat. The last 7 issues up to this one too was just good reading, and shame on me for not following that up, because I love good storytelling, and it was there.
Mike?
Yeah, I have it. I didn't read it though.
Oh, okay. Moving on. Drew, you're holding that bad boy up. You got one really dark black cover, and you got one really white cover.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not my stash of the week, but it was damn close. Tom King wants to know how to examine characters deeply and go into an existential level and not fuck up continuity while he's doing it. Take some notes from Charles Soule, because he did exactly that. He broke down Daredevil as a character, as a man, as a hero, as a concept, had him re-examine himself, had him live a whole life of righting all the wrongs in the world. And at the end of the day, the status quo is not upset because of the way this story is twisted. And it is pitch perfect and absolutely phenomenal. It tugs at your heartstrings and gets you excited and ramped up for the action all at the same time. I said when I did my video this week on my own channel, which, hey, I do videos on my own channel occasionally, check that out, that you know, everything's wrapped up in a nice bow, but at the same time it's totally not. And that's exactly what he does here. There's nothing really comes of the story, but at the same time we get such a great resolution that this chapter of Daredevil, Charles Soule's chapter of Daredevil, is very well defined. I really enjoyed it. I've loved everything he's done on Daredevil, and yeah, man, great end to the run.
You want to give us an update on the chat there, Drew? We got a few new people in there.
Yeah, man. Eddie the Comic Guy hopped in. He's here. We got C. Woodard talking it up. Jason Smith is here. It's officially a party because Jason Smith is popping through. There's some other people jumping through as well. Trilogy is up in here as well. What's up, Trilogy? And did I miss anybody? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably missed somebody.
15 watching right now. Okay, so Drew jumping into, I think it's Joe's turn for book.
I'm sorry, did you say me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I've been drinking. My hearing's not too good. I'm going to talk about my stash of
beer near.
And that's Ironheart, surprisingly for me.
Man, you got to wait till I get my drink down before you say Ironheart is stash. Sorry, go ahead.
I know. Again, apparently I want to be the antagonistic person. First off, issue is to develop this character into their own. Now, I know you've heard the word existentialism used a lot. If you want a visual reference and what existentialism means, right here. Right there at the beginning, she references a poem, and the referencing of the poem is actually relevant throughout the entire book. It's called Still I Rise, and it's about, the poem talks about flying up above all your problems and everything else. The great thing about this is as she goes through the book, little references are made towards Tony Stark and that father figure that he was, a stepfather, and things he used to say. Great lines like, people with courage walk through so the people with fear can follow behind. And it was just a great line. I'm not saying this is a good comic book. What I am saying is this is just good storytelling. And we got what comic book people like. We had a villain, we had a fight. And then the way they should have ended this was her to rise back up into the sky and give the second line of the poem. And the second line of the poem is bringing the gifts of my ancestors that they gave me. With her relationship to her stepfather and Tony Stark and everything else, that would have been that same epic ending right then and there. If you want to reference the poem, the poems by Maya Argolero, I'll put it in the chat room so everybody can look it up. It's not a bad poem. It's one of them heartfelt poems. Miss Aguilera was a singer back in the day and an African-American poet who has just done a lot in the world of poetry. Great writings there. And that's what I really liked about this book, because she said it was a poem. I looked it up, and guess what? Or I just put in the first lines that she said. And guess what I found out? It's an actual poem. It wasn't some made-up bullshit. This book wants you to get deep into it. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did. Is this the type of comic book that I read? No, it's not. I thought the art was okay in it. But yeah, I'll be honest. Kudos to the writer on this. This was kind of epically cool. And I'll follow it a couple more issues until it gets weird. And then I'm dumping it after that, if that happens. If it doesn't and they keep going along this route, I'll keep reading this just for the sheer fact that I think they drop little tidbits of intelligence in it. And I like that.
Man, come see the softer side of Joe here at Blaster Stash It. Mike, did you read that this week?
I did. So in this one, we learned what Riri's been up to over at MIT. I like the fact she's focusing more on creating things than above anything else. She ends up taking on Clash, which is a Spider-Man villain in this. Nobody cares about Clash. Still like the design of this newest armor. The art is good, but the story was just meh for me. I'm going to keep picking it up, see where it goes. soft stash.
Drew?
Yeah, I'm going to surprise a lot of people. Probably not, because people might understand where I'm at on the comic book spectrum. But man, this art here, really good stuff. Solid. The story here, also very solid. This is probably one of the better #1 issues from the big two in a really long time. This really sets the character of Riri Williams, gives her a really great reintroduction to people who maybe have not gotten to know her through Invincible Iron Man or Champions. And it also expands on her character a little bit and gives you a good look at not only what she's been doing, but where she's going moving forward, and brings in a really nice sidekick AI type character for her, if you're familiar with her story at the end. So this is a stash. It's not my stash of the week, but it's a very strong stash. I think that this is a character that maybe won't connect with me in a lot of ways, but we'll connect with a lot of other people. This is, she's got a unique origin that they retell here. And man, I can't say enough good things about this book. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Eve Ewing is not a creator I'm familiar with. So maybe I enjoy her work on other things, but it's not it's not something I expected to like as much as I did, and I thought that it really worked. Definitely as a #1.
Paul, did you read that?
Yes, I did, and I clearly did not spend as much time thinking about this as Joe did. But I kind of liked it. It wasn't the best book I've ever read, but it was decent. A good setup for the whole series, like Drew said. I'd never read any of the previous stuff before in Iron Man or anything else, so for me, it's my main introduction to the character. It lost some points for me in one panel where it showed her desk and there's a tampon sitting there. We get it. She's a girl. You don't have to stick it down wherever. But it gains those points right back by having a pop in the next panel. So, that's right.
We're almost there, Mike.
But it was a good book. I liked it.
Okay, before we jump into the next book, I think I'm going to do one of these giveaways. I got 2 giveaways.
Before we do a giveaway, can we take a moment to recognize what a beautiful occasion it is that there is a new Marvel #1 starring a social justice warrior expansion character, and me, Paulie, and Joe all agreed that it was good.
And I didn't want to bother picking up.
We're just saying it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've come so far.
Yeah, then issue 2 is going to come out and we're going to shit all over it.
I probably might.
Okay, so last month on the Blasted or Stash It Patreon, we had the winners of C. Woodard and Comics Misexplained. They are in here again for the giveaway this month. Again, like if their name comes up first, we'll roll again. If they come up second time, they'll win it, but the first time they don't. So I will have 2 giveaways. So this will be the first one, and we'll talk about a few more comics and come back and do the second one. So I'm going to randomize it. I'll probably go ahead and do it 3 times. So I'm going to go to randomize it there. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Joe. Even though he's on. What was that?
I stabbed myself. It's okay. Keep going.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Go ahead. Look at that fucker wing.
Okay, moving on.
An inside job.
An inside job. Okay, who's next? Mike. you're next.
All right, let's do Ghost Spider number 2. So last issue we got Gwen. She's trapped in a alternate world where her counterpart is the Green Goblin and Harry Osborn is Spider-Man, and she's trying to find a way back home because her Rift teleporter got destroyed. She wants to help her friends during the Spider-Geddon stuff. First person she meets, of course, Peter Parker, and then we get a basic origin story of Goblin Gwen and Harry Spider.
Harry Spider.
Harry Spider, that's what I'm calling him. Pete says the only person who can help her is Goblin Gwen, but she's batshit evil right now because apparently she actually killed this version of Spider-Man. I love this shit, man. Stashing it.
I was looking up a question for Jason Smith. What book were you talking about, Mike? I apologize.
Ghost Spider number 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't even bother reading it, so I'll move on. Thanks, Dave. Going on, Drew, did you read it this week?
Funny story about that is I picked up Ghost Spider number 1 because it was in my pull list, and I was reading Spider-Gwen. I flipped through it at the shop and saw that the art had changed drastically from the previous 2 versions of Spider-Gwen and dropped it right there on the spot. I did go and buy issue number 2, though, because it had this really sweet Philip 10 Uncanny X-Men cover here with a long shot and Wolverine on there, and there's some Dazzler. So I bought it, and it's got a really pretty cover, and I'm not going to read it. So there you go. Thanks for it.
Paul, did you read Spider-Gwen this week?
No, I did not.
How about you, Joe?
I did. I don't know. It just seemed like a repeat of all the other books. Spider-Gwen shows up in another dimension. Who's your Peter Parker? We find him. Who's your... It keeps amazing me that the same people in every single dimension at this point does the exact same thing, only slightly opposite. And I get it, right? That's the point of the dimension thing, right? But no guy named Fred is the Green Goblin. Some random guy named Fred. And I think we're right there at that point where we're starting to get too much into the Spider-Gideon stuff. Or Gideon. See, y'all got me saying Gideon now.
It's Chad's fault.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad story. I kind of got it. There's some tragedy behind it. It's okay. But to be honest, in the whole aspect of the Spider-Verse thing that we're going through right now, this is irrelevant. I wouldn't even call this a tie-in. This is its own separate thing going on. Yeah, she wants to get back to help, but because it's its own separate issue, we know she's not going to. She's stuck here for a little bit. So, they can take off the Spider-Geddon tie-in because it doesn't have anything to do with it. But how was the story? It was like a tie-in, but no tie-in. So I don't know. I'll give it one more issue. If something interesting doesn't happen at that point, I'm going to have to go ahead and blast that. But for right now, it's just super soft stash.
Okay, moving on. My next book. Man, we're 8 o'clock. We're an hour into. I figured it would be a light week just with how little books. Oh, Jason Smith's yanking my chain. Man, Return to Wolverine number 3. You know, this book here. So Wolverine's still looking for that woman's son and trying to find. Can't remember her name, but other X-Men end up showing up on the scene trying to find Wolverine. He ends up attacking them due to like his subconscious. I guess he has different things, different Wolverines throughout time. You can unlock essentially to have that. Somebody's dog snoring like a fiend. I can hear it.
I'll get her to stop right now. That's mine.
You're fine. I thought it was Wolverine growling at me. So different, essentially, personalities he can unlock through different Wolverines through time. Interesting, not nearly as good as Dead Man Logan. I'll still continue to pick up at least for the few. is this a miniseries? Is that correct, guys? I think so. But soft stash for me, just because it is Wolverine. It is kind of cool to go delve into his psyche. Look at him yelling at his dog. To kind of pull those different characters out, you know, whether it be the Berserker, whether it be Old Man Logan or whatever, you know, that's kind of cool. But Drew, Wolverine Returns, what do you think of it?
Stashing it. This is good stuff. I like it. I like the new costume he's got. It's gonna not last for very long. It's just while he's working for this Sotera company or whatever the hell that is. I like the fact that he's teaching himself how to beat the X-Men. I like the fact that he's kind of got this Batman mentality in the back of his head. He's like, yeah, look, I don't want to have to kill Nightcrawler, but I know exactly how to do it because I've watched his patterns of him teleporting all over the place. I love the scene where he goes to fight Nightcrawler and he goes to stab him in the face and he takes his claws back in just in time to just punch him and knock him out. Beautiful. I love the way that this book is laid out. Declan Shalvey's art is really hit or miss throughout the entire thing, but there are some really, really epic, nice panels in this, which are kind of overshadowed by some wonkier art. And that would be my only drawback on this. I know that people are a little upset about the hot claws, but that's definitely something that's going to be temporary. And it's who knows exactly what's going on with this yet. It's a mystery, but in a different vein from Heroes in Crisis, I kind of care where this is going. So, yeah. Definitely good stuff. I enjoy the Return of Wolverine so far. I'm a big fan of Charles Soule's writing, and I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Every time I hear hot claws, it makes me think it's like an STD for a mutant or something. Oh, he's got the hot claws.
Maybe it is.
Paul, did you read Wolverine this week?
No, I did not.
Joe.
Funny story. Midtown screwed me.
No, Midtown screwed you. Mike.
I did not pick that up. No.
Okay. Should we go lightning round already?
Already.
Where are we at?
Already, yeah.
We're an hour in, man.
You guys keep bringing up books like The Warning. You guys talked about that stupid DC Nuclear Winter special for half an hour.
No, we didn't.
You talked about Heroes in Crisis by a half an hour yourself.
Yeah.
It's true, because it sucked, and everybody needs to know about it for at least a half hour.
Everybody needs to feel the pain.
I got a lot of problems, you people, and nobody's leaving until I've had my say. All right, well, let's go lightning round then, I guess, if we're going to do that. I'll start with my pick of the week, which is Uncanny X-Men #3. This is a weekly title. We get some really great stuff in here. We get to reveal the Horsemen of Salvation. We get all of the shit blowing up. We get Legion being a total epic badass. We get to the bottom of what the hell's going on with Multiple Man. This is really good. I enjoy it. All the characters have been dead on so far. We have not really had any big continuity errors here, and I like where this is going, and I like everything that's been revealed so far. We get more dinosaurs. I can be mad at that. This is a stash. Art's solid. Brisson, Rosenberg, and Thompson are the perfect team to be doing a weekly X-Men series at this point in time. And it does smack of Avengers No Surrender, which I really enjoyed. I like the fact that they're giving us all this weekly. If this keeps up, man, this could be in the run for Stashy Series of the Year next year. We'll see how it goes. Are we doing lightning round?
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about X-Men? Okay. Human Torch, Invisible Woman. That's a stash. Fantastic Four. That's a stash. There's the other cover. That's a stash. Arachnite. That's a stash. More Felicia Hardy on the cover here with J. Scott Campbell. Amazing Spider-Man.
That come out this week?
That's a stash.
I didn't even freaking read that. Damn it.
Oh, it's a stash. It's a Felicia Hardy inspired boner level stash. Detective Comics, this is a blast, but Tomasi takes over soon, so get ready for it to be a stash. Coda number 7, this is a stash. You guys say I don't read independent books. This is from Boom Studios. It's good stuff.
I read a lot of independent books.
Sure you do. Archie, here's another independent book. Archie 1941. This is definitely a stash.
It was nice.
Yeah. This is Wonder Woman number 59. The cover's a stash. Jenny Frison there. I'm pretty sure I don't care what's going on inside the pages. Same deal ski with the Flash. Gonna pick up this variant cover.
That's kind of cool.
It's really awesome. Picked up some X-Men covers as well. The Black Panther cover here. The Amazing Spider-Man cover here. The Fantastic cover here. And in addition to that, I did receive a couple of mail calls. Some winnings from some auctions.
Winning.
Yeah. So just shout out real quick to those people who sent me books. I bought some. I was on JP's auction on All About Comics with him and Pope Grimy. Who Dat was on there as well. I bought lots from both Pope Grimy and JP. That Pope Grimy lot includes Dead Rabbit number 1.
Ooh, it's a hot book right now.
It is higgity hot. Thanos Legacy, signed by Donny Cates-Drawer, variant. Pretty cool stuff. Logan's Run number 1. This book's in pretty darn good shape for the age on it. Really cool. And the Eternals number 7, which I didn't have in this run, and it's also in pretty darn good shape for its age. JP sent me some books too. X-Men 205 is the first appearance of Hope Summers. Tomb of Dracula number 66. Tomb of Dracula number 64.
Dracula.
What If the Fantastic Five fought Dr. Doom and Annihilus? I love What If issues. So it's really one of the things that really drew me to this lot here. As well as the first appearance of the faux Cosmic Ghost Rider in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. JP was also kind enough to gift me the Walgreens exclusive Fantastic Four Marvel Legends thing. Pardon me while I clear my throat. This guy is really badass. Comes with some interchangeable heads and hands. But really cool. Can't find him in my area, so he was cool enough to pick one of those up for me. So thanks again to Grimy and JP. Be sure to check them out on Comics and Cold Ones on Thursday nights over on All About Comics. And that's all I got.
How about you, Paul? Any other books you read this week?
Just one, and Double S is gonna love that. It's Marvel 2-in-1. Gets a stash for the story, but the art gets a fuck Marvel. I'm tired of the half-finished, glorified layout art that Marvel seems to keep throwing at us. It sucks. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
How about you, Joe?
Oh, I got a couple of things here. Okay, so Archie 1941, definite stash. Love the artwork in it. We're getting a different take on some of our favorite characters growing up, but we never bothered collecting. This was kind of awesome. Let's see here. Wonder Woman number 59. I went with that cover like everybody else did because it's the only reason why you would pick up this book. It's already starting to get cheesy and weird. I'm going to pick up the next 3 ones just to see if the mythology kind of breaks out into it. We'll see what happens.
That prison cover, though, bro.
Yeah, they're all cover grabs. Speaking of another cover grab, Batwoman, shitty story. I'm just so bored with this, but they keep coming out with stuff like this.
Joshua Middleton, yeah.
I'm literally paying for artwork. That's all I'm doing. I feel like an art connoisseur. Spider-Girls. Enjoyed this a lot more than I enjoyed the Spider-Gwen story, but still left me kind of lacking a little bit and kind of dragging this story on some. Some cool stuff happened into it that actually deals with the Spider-Verse. But other than that, soft stash, not bad, great artwork. Last but not least, Batman Beyond, and the only reason why I got this is because we have our sick Joker back, our cosmic nihilist, who you don't know if he's lucky or if he's just very well planned. We have a great Joker in this one. It's a great storyline, and he's doing what he does best. Some other things that I was able to pick up. Some message thing popped up. It don't matter. I was able to get this beautiful Web of Venom, Carnage Born cover. That was kind of cool. And then I finally got an issue of Night Moves.
Working on your night moves.
I'll tell you right now, this is a great story. I really enjoyed this. Definite stash. I'm finally glad to be able to get that. And I picked up a variant for it that should be here in the next few days. That's just good storytelling right there. That was all right. So, yep, those are, because Midtown fucked me. That's all that I have.
They fuck you with the drive-through. Okay. Mike, you?
All right, can you hear me? Because my headphones died.
Oh, that's what we hear a lot of popping on your end.
Popping.
Pop. Go ahead, Mike. We can hear you.
Uncanny X-Men, stashing it. Great stuff. Detective, whatever number this still sucks. Not a fan of this Arachnite, so blasting that as well. Aquaman, Justice League Drowned Earth, tying up this story in this book. Fucking Black Manta betrayed Lex Luthor. Great stuff. Amazing Spider-Man number 10. J. Scott Count. The blast. Beside for that mystery villain with the centipede still appearing. Spider-Girls, go fuck yourself. Fantastic Four is a blast. And Old Lady Harley. I'm stuffing my ass off at this book. So great stuff. That's a stash as well. That's it.
I got to pick up that Old Lady Harley. So other ones that you read this week, 2 and 1. That's a stash for me. Fantastic Four, another stash. I picked up this. I haven't read it. I haven't read that comics in a good while, but I got it. Batman Beyond. Had to pick that just because of the Neil Adams homage. Paul, do you know what number that Batman book is with the Neil Adams cover with this? 220.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. This is a cool homage to that. And of course, Joshua Middleton. Just a couple of the books I did show them on Facebook. Actually picked these up from Rogue City Comics, who's our sponsor for this month or our Patreon. Detective Comics 396, cool cover. Cool Jim Lee, X-Men 268. Cool Mike Zeck cap. Gotta get me some Mike Zeck. Lois Lane, my obscure books I'm trying to get my run on.
Nice.
Batman 210. And since Jeremy coined my nickname, is always Huey, but he called me Herbie. I had to pick up Herbie. Herbie number 19. King Jong-un on there. With that, we'll go ahead and do the second drawing real quick for the second Patreon. I'm on the wrong screen. That should be it. There we go. That's the right screen there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll 3 more times, and the winner at the top will be the winner for the second package for the month. Well, there's 1. There's 2. There is 3. And he's actually the sponsor this month's Patreon, so I'm going to roll 1 more time. I'll end up getting something for him, a little special. Comics Misexplained. Okay. I'll get those out as soon as possible. So I'll jump back in here. Quit sharing. Quit sharing. Stop sharing. Okay. But thinking about sharing, we're going to jump into Mike. Hopefully his mic will not die, and he'll get this segment through.
All right, we're gonna go really fast here, because I'm fucking tired. Shut your fucking mouth!
I was wondering if you were actually going to do that or not.
Quick, skip that. Wayne Grimm soon. Romeo and Juliet, How to Train Your Dragon. The next collector on Amazon is themed, so go grab one of those. Gem and the Hologram pops are coming. Pops from the Captain Marvel movie. Are coming. Felix the Cat. The movie Titanic. Kiss, which I plan on going this August. Warhammer, Netflix Castlevania. This week I did bump it up to 95 Funkos. I am only from my 1,000. I picked up Dave Maynard Garcia. So, right there. From the Grateful Dead. Picked up
Just gonna shake my head over here.
Bob and Scrubs from Brett Favre. I am not a Packer, but the FYE is having.
You like packing it in? Don't lie.
Only in your big
Pack it
boy.
in.
And boy,
Speaking of Packers,
anniversary of the original Funko from Bob's Big Boy.
Nice segue there, Mike. That was good.
Today, me and my wife went out back to FYE, but I got these at GameStop, actually. That's Prowler from Into the Spider-Verse movie. Right there. Picked up Young Gamora from Infinity War, and she's actually holding that knife Thanos gave her.
Is she balancing it?
She is balancing it.
Balance.
Is that a store exclusive or is that anywhere?
That's anywhere. And yeah, this is a new Infinity War line right here. Bucky, Bruce Banner. Picked up 11 in her Burger T-shirt. Grab that one. And last but not least for this go around is the new Aladdin pop started dropping with his lamp. And that is the new line right there. 75, only 25 away from 1,000.
Wow. I gotta ask though, you said Titanic pops. Are they gonna have a movie moments with Jack and Rose where Jack's in the water and Rose's fat butt won't move over and let Jack up there so he can survive?
That's actually gonna be that's the exact title of it too. Rose won't move her fat ass.
Okay. So
we should also get a Funko ride with the car with the windows all steamed up and one hand on it too.
Oh my god, I can see that. That would be funny as hell.
That one will also be scented.
I don't even want to know.
Okay, moving on. We'll go ahead. Anybody else get any plastic this week before we jump onto the?
I did not.
Drew, plastic.
JP sent me that sweet thing, but beyond that, no. Let's go ahead and jump in the chat though, real quick before we move on.
Send you sweet things.
Our good friend Jeremy Edwards hanging out in the chat. What's up, Trinity?
He retracted his message though.
Yeah, well, maybe it's retracted, maybe it's redacted. We don't know. Maybe for national security.
Maybe it's too dirty for him and he realized what it was. And
also we got Mr. Gretzky hanging out, as well as the OG Don, the comic book junkie, checking out the live show.
It sounds like you've seen that movie. What's that Mel Gibson movie where he's fighting the aliens? Where he's the priest?
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. Oh, you know,
Oh, wait,
the
that
one
was
with
Jesus, not Mel Gibson.
Ramin Ding Long directed it. Whatever. That,
Signs.
Signs. That's what it
Oh, that
sounds
movie
like.
sucks.
That sounds like Signs in the background with Mike's little microphone popping.
Yep,
Yeah, microphone popping does suck like Signs.
Paul, or plastic for you this week?
Nope.
Joe?
No.
I got none either. So we'll move on to Drew with your last minute shout outs before you bounce on out of here.
Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Thanks for coming by and checking things out. Yeah, that's really all I got. I've been putting out some videos here and there, so check out my channel if you
I
want.
just got to sub to you because I'm not getting a notification.
Oh, you're not even sub to me? That's fine then.
I might. Okay.
Nah, I mean, I don't. If
He,
that's
he took you off
I
when
don't
he
have
fired
anything
you.
left to stay.
Oh, Jason Smith retracted a statement too. What the hell's going on?
That's right, Jason Smith. Watch your mouth.
Moving on to Paul.
Shout out to everybody in the chat as always. Special shout out to Don. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Everybody, look forward to hoping you're tuned in on the last Sunday of the month when we do our stashies. And that's all I got too.
Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming by tonight. We enjoy having you in our chat room. As always, it's always a big pleasure. Thank you for hanging out the entire thing. We got 11 likes. We've had up to 20 people to 15 people in the chat room. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. In case you didn't know, I am going to do some promotion right now. I got an online auction that's about to happen soon to offset the cost for C2E2. And the reason why we're setting off the cost is because I plan on making some of my famous apple pie moonshine, along with some red beer, some dark dismal swamp beer. I'm going to hand make all this stuff. So I kind of want to offset the cost for it. So please, the website is JLR Auctions, and it will be the comic book one. Like, seriously, we're the only ones doing comic books on there, so please check that out. And only bid on the things that you want. That's what I always tell people, and stay within your budget. I'm not trying to take any money from you. Other things going on, again, C2E2, let us know if you're coming down there. A lot of us are going to be there. We want to meet you. We want to shake your hand, and thank you for everything that you do. Check out our Patreon site if you like cool books and you like a little bit of gambling. And of course, each one of us, we have our own channels and our own things as well. So definitely, be part of that community, get involved. And if we need to be part of your community, let us know. Thank you again.
Before we move on to Mike, I'd like to shout out the chat one last time. JLS Comics, Who Dat's Comics and Movies, and Great Legend Show just checked in. You guys are late. See us after class for detention.
Get to wear the dunce hats. Mike, Poppin' Mike. That's a new name.
Poppin' Mike.
Because it has a couple different meanings. Funko Pop or Poppin' Mike or whatever. Good.
Ooh,
Poppin'
Spider
Mike.
Grandpa's got to change his channel name to Poppin' Mike.
First off, Joe mentioned his apple pie moonshine. I want to shout that out because that's the fucking best moonshine I ever had.
Is that the moonshine that was responsible for you missing the show one night?
No, I was over his wife's brother's house for Thanksgiving, and that was the first time I had it. Unfortunately, I had to work the next morning, or I could have sat there and drank all that shit. But what else do I want to shout out? Nothing. I'm done. I'm good. I'm going to bed. Shout out to Don the Comic Book Junkie. I can't see the chat, but I heard you guys mention him. Haven't seen him in a while. Haven't talked to him. So shout out to the Great Legend too, because I got the beanie on. So.
They're talking about Red Dead Redemption in the chat. I guess the live or the public online beta popped out, so I think that's up. I might give that a shot tonight. Maybe if anybody else wants to jump in and do some online grab 'em by the posse kind of stuff. We could do that.
Yeah, grab 'em by the posse.
Grab 'em by the posse. So yes, this month, December 30th, our third annual Blasties Awards. So third annual, 3 times. This is the third year in a row that we've been doing this. I can't believe we've been doing it this long. I'm surprised that there are some of us that have been here since the beginning and are still here. We've had people come and go throughout the time. We've had quite a few former panel members, but third annual. So make sure you come by and check us out for that. I'll be working on the Patreon for December. Yes, sir?
I was saying, go check out that the second annual. It's a pretty good show. We had a lot. It was just the 3 of us, me, you, and Paul, but it's pretty good. Pretty funny stuff. Seeing.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing any book reviews. Maybe we'll talk about our favorite book for the week, and that'll probably be it, because the Blasties ended up taking quite a bit of time. So make sure you get your sleep, get your snacks, be ready for that. Our Patreon for December will be up pretty soon. I'll be working on getting prizes for that, and I will definitely get the 2 winners' prizes out this month here, coming up probably this next week. So that is it, guys. Whether you blasted or whether stash. Oh, Joe's got his finger up. That's
real
the
quick. I just saw
wait a minute.
The great Legend just showed up. Hey, Legend, it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Also, All About Comics just released a great video. He was tagged on a positivity story thing. I watched that myself. I was very impressed with his. So definitely check that out. And Mr. Gretzky, thank you for subscribing to me. I'm over 51 people. My small cult is growing. We may have to cut it off.
Is it like body positivity?
Like, I feel like I haven't seen that video yet, but you guys know me. I'm all about positivity.
Yeah, whatever. Whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
I'm positive.